Hey everyone at Full Life Family Church in Twin Falls, Idaho. My name is Dania and I would like to personally thank you for all the good work that you've been doing for Operation Christmas Child. Since 2015, you have packed many shoe boxes, and when you first started in 2015, you have packed over 2,000 special access shoe boxes. And the reason why this is so special to me, because I come from a special access country. I was born in a hard-to-reach country in the Middle East, where about 98% of the population were not Christians. So it was very difficult for Christians to be Christians in that part of the world and also to share their faith. In fact, my family were severely persecuted simply because we were sharing the gospel. We received multiple threatening and death threats because of our faith in Jesus Christ and because we were evangelizing and sharing the gospel in one of the darkest places of the world. Beside the persecution that we were going through, we were also in severe poverty. And I remember my father working 2 jobs to support our family, but it was still very difficult for him to provide for us even our daily food. And so many nights as a child, I had to sleep without eating anything because my dad didn't have money to buy us any food. It was very difficult for my parents to see their kids sleeping without having food to feed them. But to them, they understood that God knows what we need. He is the one that we will trust no matter the circumstances. And that's why, as a child, my parents made sure to teach me to trust God in every circumstances I have. And if I have any need, I need to bring it to Him in prayer, and He will be the one that would provide for me. They knew that they can't provide for me physical needs, and the one thing that and the only thing they could provide for me as a child was spiritual needs. They gave me faith, which I think it was the most important thing that they could ever give me. As a child, I brought every need I have to God in prayer, and I just spoke with Him like He's my best friend. I brought to Him needs such as school supplies, hygiene items, toys, and so many things that my parents could not afford for me. And I just trusted and waited. Yet one year, I remember we had a very specific need as a family, and this need was to have a radio to hear to the news and to listen to a Christian radio station. In that part of the world where Christian resources are very limited, it was very important for us to have something as a radio to help us grow in our faith and listen to sermons and Christian music. So one day we went to church, and we were just told that children will receive a very special gift. When I heard that, it was very special to me because even on my own birthday, I did not receive gift. And I could not understand why would someone pack a shoebox to someone they don't know at that part where I was living. So as I was standing in line waiting for my name to be called, I remember how excited I felt. My heart was racing with every name they used to call. My heart was racing even faster and faster, anticipating that my name would be called next. And when they finally called my name, I remember that I felt as though there was an explosion of joy inside of my heart. I just could not contain myself. It was very special feeling that I honestly can't remember I had that feeling any time in my childhood other than the time that when I received that shoebox. So I went forward, and then they pulled a beautiful, colorful shoebox and they handed it to me. When I put my hands into that box, I just wanted to open it right there and then. Could not wait to see what's inside it. But my mom told me that I had to wait until I go home and open my box, which was so difficult to wait, especially we lived far away from the church and we had to walk home. So we finally made it home, and we sat as a family on the floor to open the boxes. And if you can imagine the room that you were in, you would see an empty room with no couches or beds and no decoration, and the only colorful things in that room were the shoe boxes that we received. So here we are as a family opening the box. My brother also received a shoe box, so we were opening the boxes that we received. And I remember when I first opened the lid of my shoe box, I was so shocked and surprised to see that everything in my box was brand new. Something that I was not able to have as a child, just for me. Everything in my box was brand new, and it was just for me, which was very special. So I started pulling item after item, and I could not process my head over one item, but I had even more than one item. So it was so difficult to just wrap my mind around what's inside my box. And I received so many things that I actually prayed for as a child, like toys. I received a very cute Beanie Baby. I received hygiene items, which as a family was also hard to afford. And I remember the smell of the soap that was so good that even my mom didn't want us to take a shower with it because it smelled so good. And a toothbrush and just so many good things. But the biggest surprise for our family was finding another small box inside that shoebox. And as we pulled this box out and we opened it, we could not believe our eyes. Because inside that small box, we found a mini, fully functional radio. Out of millions of boxes, that special box came specifically to our family with what we needed and prayed for. And as a family, we just knew that yet this is another example of God providing our needs and answering our prayers. It might sound like something simple, but as a child, this was another thing that affirmed my faith in the Lord and trusting Him. Until this day, every time I have a need, I always bring it to God in prayer, because I'm reminded of the past, of how He provided to our family, just like He provided the radio through a simple shoebox gift. So this is what you are being a part of when you pack a box. We don't know how God will use this shoebox in a child's life, but if we pray and we put this box in His hand, we know that He will take it and do extraordinary things with it. So thank you so much, Full Life Family Church. Thank you for your passion. I know that your pastor is so passionate about OCC since he's been recently to Ecuador to distribute shoeboxes, and I'm sure you've seen the fruit of that. So thank you all so much for all the work you do and for partnering with Operation Christmas Child and for making stories like mine possible. I'm looking forward to your goal this year, which is from 500 to 1,000, which I hope you will reach 1,000 and even pack more than that, because this is without you. My story would not have been possible. Without you, without people like you, I would not have received my shoebox. I would just ask that you would pray over every single shoebox and pray that the Lord will use it for His glory. Thank you again for all the work you do, and may God bless you.